The Call of Duty League stands firmly against racism, inequality, and injustice. Let's make change together. Activision Blizzard has made a donation and set a goal of raising over $4 million to help provide transformative opportunities to Black Americans to eliminate systemic racism and discrimination. Go to callofdutyleague.com/impact for organizations recommended by our teams and links with information on how to get involved. During the Minnesota Røkkr home series this weekend, we will be raising money to stop police brutality and help rebuilding efforts in Minneapolis. Our players have chosen to wear this message on their jerseys. #Justice for George Floyd. In honor of George Floyd, Minnesota Røkkr is supporting organizations addressing racism, inequality, and rebuilding locally in Minneapolis and St. Paul. Efforts supported by the Call of Duty League. Please head to røkkr.gg/donate or to learn more about these organizations, and please consider showing your support. Incredible stuff that is happening all weekend long here at the Call of Duty League, and amazing stuff from Minnesota Røkkr, of course. So thank you so much for doing that. It's amazing to be a part of this, and if you guys fancy showing your support, then please go to those links I mentioned just a second ago. Gentlemen, we're getting into the last game of the day. It has been a long day, but you know what? It's gone past really quickly, isn't it? It's got really, really, really quickly.
Considering all the game fives, yeah. It's kind of.
I know. It's one of those days where I think, oh, we're having a really long day ahead of us, and then boom, it's done in an instant. So was a couple of our top teams apparently today too, which is kind of crazy to think about. And talking of a top team, we got Dallas Empire here going up against Seattle Surge. Surge have been performing a lot better than we've seen them previously, but going up against this Dallas team, I'm really nervous about how this is going to play out for them. And I'm not sure that they're really going to be getting this across that dub line.
Well, they have a lot in common in the sense that they both went up 2 over FaZe and then got smoked. So there's that. So they're licking their wounds and bonding over what FaZe did to them. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Lottie. I want to see Surge do well. I'm happy to see the improvements. It seems like the new roster is better. At least it looks like it so far, even if maybe it didn't on paper. But Empire is Empire. They are the better team. I struggle to see how Surge is going to get past them.
Indeed. And, you know, actually something I do want to touch upon as well with you, Joe, is the Guerrillas winning. That was just absolutely insane gameplay across the board from them. I feel like they just had a fire under their feet for the entire of that match, especially S&D. Vivid was just popping off left, right, and center. Joe, I want to know, how important is it to have a player like that who's making these game-changing moments, especially in S&D, because it really brings that advantage across?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the last home series where the Guerrillas participated, right? They all played well except for Spart, so they make that change for Saints. And yeah, it feels like Vivid is finally starting to get rolling, and their search game is one of the best in the league. It really is. It just feels like their confidence is at an all-time high. We know that the core of that roster was, built for search and destroy. They were search and destroy stars, just a little bit ago. So yeah, going to game 5, I think a lot of people were nervous for the Huntsmen, and you see why. Just a lot of talent on the Guerrillas team, and it feels like they're starting to come together.
Well, it's almost like when I got involved, like that whole, I never really agreed with it, but there was always that S&D wins championships thing. Like that was always a motto, and I never really agreed with it. But the reason that became a thing, I think you kind of saw it there. Like even if you aren't necessarily the better team, if you are really good at search and destroy, you can steal a series, and that's exactly what they were able to do. It was impressive to watch. They're damn good in that mode.
I feel like Formal really did shift into tournament mode at one point as well. He was really doing everything he could, but things happen. This is what happens in competitive Call of Duty. You never know what is coming around the corner for you. And Dallas, hopefully Seattle for you are not going to be too much trouble, because Seattle have been improving. Nameless has a few things to say about our two teams as well. Here are the game fuel keys to victory for Dallas Empire. So you got Krim and Illy struggled in respawns today. Actually at one point I really did see some insane stuff from Illy and Shotzi in a hard point, so I'm really hoping they can kind of bring that back on the board a little bit more here. But yes, both of these guys did underperform in the last series, so It's a bit unusual, guys, isn't it, for Crim to really underperform?
It's also you perform that way against what many consider the best team in the world. Like that happens to teams. You went to a game 5 with Atlanta FaZe, and not a lot of people can say that. So yeah, it was just a very tough matchup, but you would imagine going up to Seattle Surge, these guys should absolutely improve.
And the keys to victory for Seattle Surge here, continue the role in S&D. That is so true. Maven really have performed really well in S&D, apart from Octane, who really hasn't done so great in S&D.
Well, it's just everything looks good considering what they looked like a month or two ago in Surge. I mean, I couldn't even watch it half the time. Like, they were so bad in that particular mode. But yeah, it seems like things are starting to click. Maybe the roster changes have helped a bit. But if they can continue to find wins there, maybe a recipe for success is similar to what we just saw Guerrillas do.
Absolutely. And do you know what? I'm not actually taking anything away from Octane there. Maybe probably one just bad map. It happens. I'm just looking forward to seeing Octane getting back on the board a little bit more. But our game is starting, gents. So I'm going to hand it over to you guys.
Bye, Lottie.
Bye, Lottie.
Bye,
we'll
guys.
talk to you later.
Bye.
Have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Match time. Surge, Empire, as we get ready to roll. There have been upsets all over the place. It's been an insane weekend. It's everything we expected, considering the wealth of talent that was going to be here. But I don't know, Joe. One more crazy one. Why not? It's wild.
I don't know if it's been everything we've expected, but yeah, it's been a while.
But there's been, dude, I think everything's been a game 5 outside of the 2 matches we have casted.
Yeah.
You and I did a 4-game series and a 3-0. Everything else has been game 5. So maybe now we finally get our game 5. No, it does. It does sound about right with us, doesn't it? But
yeah, it just always seems to happen to us. I don't know why.
Well, we'll see as we get into this. If Surge have what it takes to take down one of the top teams in the world in Empire, and it is going to be so difficult to do. There were 30 seconds off the clock before anyone touched the hard point. Finally, Empire able to get in. Surge set up for next as they'll be over by Depot and ready to lock it down. Octane already inside. Well, hello. There's a... Oh, okay. It was more like hello. Wow,
goodbye. Hello, goodbye. Hello, goodbye. I'll see you later.
Goodbye.
Yeah, very fast. Hello, goodbye. Hope shouldn't be here. And Shotzi took care of that. As, yeah, the Empire are going to get set up in the second hill. Pander in the back porta potty. A little sneaky back there, but he's going to find that kill on the hook. And, you know, Pander played very well in their last series against the Minnesota. We'll see if he can carry it on here. And, you know, it's just... It's one of those things, Clint, when we talk about the Seattle Surge, where they go to a game 5, you know, two series in a row. They have a tough matchup against the Dallas Empire, maybe to get this Sunday, and it's just like, why not, right? You have nothing to lose at this point. Karma retires. You play with Proto. Like, there is nothing to lose. Just give it your all.
Well, I think I said that to you guys on Hardpoints. Maybe it wasn't this episode, but a couple weeks ago, where I was like, does it get to a point where, yes, there's literally, it cannot get worse. You have nothing to lose. And maybe because you had such big names on your team and you felt a lot of pressure coming into the year, suddenly if that pressure is completely removed, maybe things start to click a little bit. And I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but I kind of wondered if it was possible, because I feel like in the history of Call of Duty, we've seen this before.
Yeah, it's a dangerous thing sometimes when a team has nothing to lose, but we've definitely seen it before. But Dallas, they're handling it right now, up 50 points as we rotate over to Minecart. Slack though in a good position, as he's going to deal with a lot of the pressure that's coming early on. But now you can see that Ahu's just waiting for his teammates, and here comes a Dallas Empire push.
Here they come, and Octane able to take out one through the wall. Some lovely shots there. Empire take down 3. It's Illy and Clayser actually that will shut down 4. Illy and Clay go massive to get in. They'll look to secure these final 20 seconds or so, as they've got Surge spawning in the back, and they've just got them on lock. Every angle, it's a big gunfight win for Proto, otherwise they might be stuck there even longer. As I say that, though, I thought maybe for a moment they were going to get out, but the pressure is simply too much for Empire right now. They've just got them pinned. 5 combined for Shotzi and Hook. They are destroying Surge right now.
They sure are, aren't they? Yeah. They just Seattle Surge is still there.
I haven't seen a team
Crim
pinned
now.
back there like that on that rotation that badly ever. Like,
and this is just one of those things when we watch Dallas, it feels like time and time again where it just feels like they understand exactly what they need to do in every single situation. And there's another example of it as now this lead continues to grow. It's going to be almost to 100 points here soon.
I kind of want to look at the stats soon because it feels like there's been about 5 kills for Surge and 30 for Empire recently. Like, I know I might be exaggerating a bit, but this stretch,
it's a lot to a little.
Yeah, it was just insane, and that's what you kind of love to see. Lottie and you kind of talked about the stats coming into this where maybe Illy and Krim were struggling a little bit, and I think for us, yeah, there's been tournaments where Shotzi's really gone crazy or Clay has, but when they've been at their best, it's really been kind of a balanced effort, and we say that for a lot of teams, but usually when everybody's contributing is when teams are their most terrifying, and that's what you're getting right now.
Well, and again, like, you're going up against one of the more talented teams in Atlanta. Like, that's going to happen. Like, it's
Certainly.
two very solid teams. I'm sure if you look at the Atlanta stats, it's probably not what we're used to either because they got bodied in the first 2 maps, right? So that is going to tend to happen when you talk about 2 of the best teams in the world. But yeah, you talk about a series where most people expect you to win it, and they're playing like it right now.
See if Surge can start to mount the comeback behind the slow start. Proto double negative or close to it. Slack double negative. They really need to pick it up. Octane on a 4 spree. He's never one that usually lets you down the slaying department, especially in a hard point as he's able to finesse his life, and then his buddy Slack comes in with the help. But still down 50, but some solid time there finally for Surge. Can you chain this into another hard point? Maybe somehow flip the spawns here. I think it might need to happen if they're really going to run it back.
Yeah, maybe get some early time here. Flip the spawns like you were talking about. Huta was in a pretty solid position back at that minecart, just watching the cross out of the warehouse. Does get taken down as he rotates back through pipes. Billy's just going to make sure they control this bathroom area. This is one of the positions that a lot of these teams can sneak through. You can go down these stairs, right? Mantle on over. And well, I think he spotted. Did he spot Slack? Did Slack get through? He did, but Shotzi was able to win that one-on-one, and that was the one player trying to sneak past.
Haven't been able to sneak through yet. We'll see if they can do anything over the next 15 or so seconds, but you've got number 6 and Shotzi pushed the whole way up the map. He feels okay as they're still spawning safe deep, and he's just going to wrap back through pipes. As the new hard point's about to pop, yeah, they have everything they want and more. Their mid-map pressure and Shotzi will fall, so a chance for Surge to at least move up the map a bit, but you still have Clayster tucked away just outside of bathrooms, and that should be a freebie. Only going to take 1 down with him, but then on the cross, you'll have Hook locking it down. Now the push finally going to come in from Surge. Nearly 20 seconds already off of this hard point. They're working to get in and contest with all the bodies here from Empire.
Yeah, they're just staggering the pushes now, right? It started with Clay in that sneaky position, just taking 1 down. And you've seen this a lot where, you know, I mean, listen, you're spawning out, but you're still close enough to where you can flood in through these front doors. But I will tell you what, through both rotations, this hill has been close to perfection for the Dallas Empire, because what, they had 1 point, the Seattle Surge, after the first 2 hills on our first rotation. So such a good job here at Depot. You can already see the focus for Surge is going to be on minecart. They get out of there, but another beautiful hold.
Well, over to minecarts we go. Octane already set up in a power position behind the cart. You're gonna have an AR fight here, Octane versus Clay. And Clay has a bit of help in the form of Illy, and he's able to put pressure on the cross. Octane
trying to shoot his knee.
Tagged up. Yeah, he's put some bullets into his knee. Maybe not as effective as an arrow, but he's been doing some damage, and Octane somehow stays alive through everything. There's been nades, bullets, damage, and he's just been able to stay up. Finally, he's gonna pop, but Krim will take him down. Was it enough time in the finesse to get his teammates involved in the action? It looks like Empire have done enough to get in.
Yeah, big play by Krim to get in there. Finally, some momentum was going the way of Seattle Surge as they were cutting this lead down. Octane's still here, though. He's going to find 3 in a row. It just feels like as soon as you see him, he's already got his sights on you. That's going to be a 4 times multi-kill for Octane.
He just died.
Yeah, just doesn't miss.
It happens so
just
fast.
Gets back up and just has easy trades. It's whatever.
Yeah. They made quick work of him, but he's going to need a whole hell of a lot more of that. Because you're now over the 200 point mark for Empire. Closer and closer to a map 1 win. Surge have got the spawns, but that ends quickly as the 2 players end up killed. They spawn all the way out the opposite side of the map, so not only have you kept them out of the point if you're Empire, you've got the spawns as well. Proto's trying to get them back as he pushes through, but you saw as Illy spawns there, I think he's thinking he still had the spawns. So I don't think he thinks anybody got through. That timing couldn't have been more awkward, so he's just watching the cross from minecarts. Little does he know, Proto's already back there.
And Proto make the play. What does he decide to do? How does he want to help his teammates? He honestly might got some worse timing. Okay, so Proto's going to take one down. What else can he find? Is Hooks working through pipes? He's going to cut off Proto's reinforcements. And even if Proto stays alive for about 20 seconds right now, he has absolutely no help. As Hooks just getting those mid-map cuts. And now you're 20 seconds away as we set up at Warehouse.
Yeah, Surge, unfortunately, right now, outplayed,
just look at this scoreboard. Like every run, 25, 27, 20. Like everybody is involved.
Like even the objective is spread around quite a bit for him right now. It is just objective by committee, slaying by committee. Empire, the better team, at least in this map 1, and damn do they look good. But the key to victory was for Surge maybe to pull off an S&D upset if they can do it. They've been proving there. They're going to need to do it in this map too, unless they mount one of the more miraculous comebacks we've seen so far in Modern Warfare.
Yeah, not sure that's gonna happen. That would be something. Is they're still trying to contest. Proto is there. Apathy is there, but Shotzi is there for Dallas. He finds the final 2 kills, and it was comfortable from start to finish. They never lost that lead. The Dallas Empire win by 90.
Yeah, I got worried as early as when I thought Octane had that free kill, and Shotzi somehow whipped around and killed him. Like, oh, okay, all right, well, Shotzi's feeling good. And Empire, they dominate. 33 on the board for Shotzi. He goes plus 13. I mean, you could highlight basically everybody statistically for Empire. Solid job all around, and just a little bit too much firepower for Surge to keep up with. But I don't know. I guess I didn't think if they were going to get this series victory, it was going to come through the hard points anyway. It's like the series for them almost starts in the next map.
Yeah, the problem is we're going to Gunrunner, and that's probably been Dallas's best search and destroy map. They're 6-1 overall. Again, this has not been a good series for I mean, Seattle really doesn't have many series wins, but this one in particular has not been great as Dallas leads this head-to-head series 3-0.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at the Quickscope presented by U.S. Air Force, and you'll kind of see, yes, how lopsided it's been this year when you think about map wins, match wins, CDL points. Empire obviously have dominated it. So when we look at those map records, it's kind of hard to compare. The only one that's really been comparable is Dom. It's like the one mode that was consistent for Surge throughout this year, because Hardpoint and Search just have not been good, even if maybe they've improved this weekend. So you feel okay about their chances in Dom, but yeah, it is a little bit terrifying for the map too, as you said how good it is for Empire.
Yeah, it's really about the 3 players we highlight a lot in Surge. It's Shotzi, Illy, and Hook. They just, the 3 musketeers, I like to call them. They seem to work together just so well. And you talk about a map like Gunrunner, and just they can go crazy. Right? I mean, they just put so much aggression on the middle of the map.
Yeah, they absolutely can. I think we're going to take a look at our predictions now, I believe, for this matchup. We had our producer text us, I believe, asking us who we picked in this matchup. And yeah, I thought it was pretty self-explanatory. I was like, who do you think I'm picking? I think it's how I responded. Because as much as I'd love to take Surge, I would love an upset like that. Yeah, you'd have to be on something. You'd have to be just out of your mind right now to pick Surge in this particular matchup. You got. Well, and
I think this is for the finals now at this point. So I think we're both going.
Oh, are we talking finals
Chicago
now?
Out.
Oh,
yeah, with Chicago out, I think we all think FaZe Empire, right? I think it just sets itself up. Yeah. I mean, Florida's looked great. They have looked solid so far, but I don't know, with a brand new player in Awakening, yes, he's played great. If you would expect them to be on the same level as the level that Atlanta and Dallas have been at.
No, I think for most of us, the argument for number one team in the game is Empire and FaZe. That has been the conversation now for
especially now. What we just saw 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was for me even before that, but yes, especially now that's kind of added on to it. But yeah, I think that's the easy pick, right? That FaZe Empire would be the final, and hopefully it would be a wonderful one, but we'll see what happens, because who knows, maybe Guerrillas have some upsets left in them. We'll see if Seattle can pull off something crazy here. But we're loading now into the Search and Destroy, and yeah, I think even though I know Surge is their best mode is domination, Empire are great at it too. I think
we're going to Hackney, Clint. Like you are 9-3 if you're Empire.
Yes,
like that is their most played dom.
You have to win this Search if you're Seattle. I think you just have to. You have to.
And you just hope, like, you win the Search, you extend the series, you get to a map 3 or 4 respawn, and you hope Octane, Apathy, Slacked all have a great game. I mean, we all know that they're capable of it, of going off in a respawn. We'll just have to see if it happens.
We'll see what Empire can do on offense first. Kind of sneaking up the flank, it looks like Clay, and he's one we've been highlighted on this map a lot. He's made so many plays from the flank, but it looks like for now he's going to wrap back, play with his teammates, but he's someone to keep an eye on, because he's really good at kind of finding those openings in Search and Destroy.
Yeah, we call them like lurk plays, right? Just sort of late flanks. Usually what happens in those sort of plays is the bomb gets planted, is the defense is rotated over due to the position of his teammates, and he finds an opening.
2 players left now for Seattle. If they're going to pull this clutch off, it all is now going to be down to Slacked in a 1v3. 20 seconds on the clock to work with, and Krim is going to put him to sleep. First round to Empire, and they make it look easy so far.
Yeah, Natuk, who finds those 2 kills around the bomb. You see Slacked, you see the kill cam. Shotzi was above him. Hook right behind him. But again, Dallas, they just play with such pace on this map.
And it's just, yeah, it's even more just threatening on this map due to the size and the nature of it. Like, they are just in your face so quickly. But Krim and Hook account for all 5 kills. Nice 3-0 start from Hook. Apathy tried to work his way out of pipes, maybe towards water. Hook just laying prone, waiting for any kind of forced push. As they start to work up, Hook is in a very aggressive position. He might be able to catch one unless they hit him with a stun or a nade. Octane is a free kill right now as soon as Hook cocks the pop, and that is exactly what's going to happen. But at least for Octane, he's able to get a kill before Hook takes down 2. But Hook's double might be the difference in this round as well.
Yeah, in that play, like, Hook's in that position, but that's not a great... Well, hold on a second. I'll get to it. Apathy, he was in a 1 versus 4. He brings it down to a 1 versus 2. He has Deddy Pop, so you can see the way that Dallas is set up. He's not going to be able to reset it, so he's not going to have that utility to use. Still has to get the bomb down. You have Shotzi all the way in his spawn, just sort of watching the bomb plant on the other side of the map at play. Apathy, though, able to read it. Now going to start the plant.
Well, now Clay knows it's not going to A. He's not going to have the chance to rotate. Now bomb's going to get planted. Clay and Shotzi working together to hunt down App. Can App come up with the big 1v4 clutch? He has had some of the more absurd S&D plays in the history of Call of Duty. Maybe a chance for another one here.
And that smoke going out. How does he want to play this? He's going to gamble it. I love this. Why not? Just take it. He's gambling that they're not on the defuse. And every second, just jumps out. Clay's going to spot it. Every second, I was going to say that time goes away. Gives him a better chance to win that. But again, the setup early on from Hook, it's not like that's a power position. He can't really just peek on out and you know, get multiple kills. The way that's set up is with Krim. Krim's at the rock watching over him with the M4. And as soon as Krim gets into a gunfight, that's when Hook pops out. So he's just waiting. Like, yeah, if Octane walks in front of him, great. But as soon as Krim starts that gunfight with Octane, that means it's time to go.
And go he does, and he finds 2 kills, 5 already between the 2 rounds. But not a good start for Surge. Hook's been the playmaker for Empire. They do it again in round 3 as he already starts to get aggressive up through water. Dead silence is popped, and there's likely going to be an opening here. Don't think he's been spotted yet. There's one, I think, that was right next to him. He should get shot in the back. He looks left. He may have 2 kills, but he almost gets baited by seeing Octane cross on the right.
Yeah, just some unfortunate timing. Do you look left? Do you look right? You finally see one. The bad thing was, too, is his dead silence was about to pop, so I think he was just picking a side, hoping to reset it, maybe make the play. The bad thing was, is not only did he get caught in that position, he also had the bomb. So as soon as he drops it there, his teammates have to get aggressive to try to get that objective. But Seattle, they're on the board.
Yeah, just a bit of an unfortunate sequence there for Hook, but it works out very well for Surge. Let's see if Empire mix up the defense this time. It looks a little bit less aggressive, but a kill for either team. Flanking through bathrooms, I believe, is Slack. He should have a freebie in there. He's able to get one. Nice challenge onto the second. Krim gets smoked. Clayster now left in a 1v4. We'll see if he can pull it off. Not going to be able to do it. Surge answer with back-to-back. And we're tied up at 2-2.
That is tough timing. He's just turning this corner, and guess what? There's Slack who finds his 3rd kill. Just done with his slide cancel. And it's like, hello, that is a freebie with the MP5. But clean round once again from Seattle.
I didn't even see how Slack got all the way through, so he was flanking bathroom so quickly. My eyes were focused on a different part of the map, but I just hopped to look at it. I was like, okay, well, he's about to shoot somebody in the back. Shotzzy just tucked away in green. Few bullets into Octane, but not enough to kill him. Smokes out across mid-map now. As Empire look for the slow build up. Krim wins a huge one-on-one there. Pander had him one hit. Krim was able to re-snap and take it. Now Illy knows what's up, but not gonna matter. Apathy just snaps directly onto his forehead. Slack does the same as Hoop falls, and that first blood for Empire now not gonna matter as his advantage surged for a moment, but quickly now turned into a 3v3 with 40 to go. Bomb still in the hands of Shotzzy, and what am I watching? I think his aim assist pulled him to the ground there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just pulled. We've all been there. Like, you bump into somebody, it pulls your aim straight to the ground, and suddenly you look like you've never played Call of Duty before, even though it's not his fault.
Just sometimes it's just a little strong and you can't pull it. It's slacked. His spree continues. Shotzzy now all down to him, and that 1 versus 3.
Yeah, I've had that happen so many. It's always the worst. Like, I scream. It's just so frustrating. You just know you're dead. But Shotzzy now can get the fight and get away. Finessing through the smoke. Not able to take that first fight. Octane wins it. That's now 3 in a row for Surge. But man, that looks so funny.
Right there. Yeah, that round right there, that was all about pipes control. I mean, you had Pander on the flank, and I think if he gets that kill on Krim, because you had Slacked and you had Apathy working vents and pipes, they just probably 3 hit the flank. But it honestly sort of worked out, because as soon as Pander gets taken down, they probably think, okay, we can work inside a vent room, right? Like, no problem. And they run into Slack, who's just prone. They run into Apathy, who's just prone. That's 2 free kills.
Yep. Certainly was. But Surge have been, I mean, there's been a couple searches where I feel like they're out of it. Even the one they lost to FaZe, like, they were down, what, 3 or 4 rounds, they brought it back. Here they go down a couple, and then they start get a little bit of rhythm, little something going. And they play behind that momentum in the search and destroy, but Illy puts a stop to that. Another first blood for Empire, but Illy's gonna actually turn that into 2 kills, potentially a 3rd if he can get the timing on it. And he will. Nice little drop shot. Lovely there from Illy as he takes out 3. And I know we were watching Illy do all that work, but there were battles across the map, and it's a 2 versus 2.
That's what I'm telling you, Clint. You gotta insert the drop shot in the arsenal.
Horrible. It's just not part of my repertoire.
It's gotta turn. You gotta add it to your repertoire. You have to.
I just never think to do it, but it looks so nasty when other people do it.
It is nasty.
Too old. My hands are broken.
You just gotta push down on the stick. That's all you have to do.
My instincts aren't there. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, Joe.
I like that.
Empire take it, and they'll even it up and slow that 3 straight rounds that you had from Surge. But yeah, that was I mean, he was weak too. That was a nice little drop shot and gunfight win from Illy.
Catches that player off guard, but they stop the momentum of the Surge. Tie the game up. Now maybe a bit of an A hit. You see the smokes go out. Everybody getting aggressive. Panda's going to be the lone man here on the site. The rotation for his teammates are coming over. He's just got to stay alive. The bomb already planted. You see Krim, he's watching middle of the map all the way from his spawn. But here we go. Here comes the retake. Who was in a little bit of a sneaky spot, but he gets taken down.
Apathy with nice shots at range with the MP5. 2 versus 2. Panda wins a big one. All onto Krim now to clutch. He's just got to play the clock.
He doesn't want to hit the door. Yeah.
Gotta try and sneak up. Catches Panda, but Slack there for the insta trade. And they'll take the round. Nice teamwork there in the 2 versus 1, but yeah, without dead silence from that position, it's difficult, and the addition of doors to Modern Warfare makes it a little bit trickier.
It's loud when you go through those metal doors.
Yep.
Very, very loud, but yeah, I mean, he's just watching middle of the map. He's going to call out the flank, but Krim left alone, and well, he's just got to check the defuse, right? I mean, we saw Apathy sort of take the gamble where he didn't think they were going to go for it. Krim, yeah, it takes 7.5, but he knows they could have been on it, so he checks it. There's the trade out of Slack.
Just 2 more rounds, and Surge tie this up at 1-1. What do you think's the single biggest reason seemingly the search has improved a bit for Surge?
I mean, I mean, they've had a lot of reps, right? At this point, you imagine they would.
All the game vibes.
Yeah, and you think like you take a player out. Well, you're really adding like 2 new players, of Proto and Panda. I mean, I know they had a lot of repetitions, but you know, you take someone like Karma out, you put Proto in. You would assume it would get worse, but you know, maybe just Proto does a little bit something different for them in Search and Destroy. Yeah. Maybe all the extra practice has finally paid off.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely surprising to me. I didn't expect it, especially in that mode.
And I'll tell you what, there's also just some weekends, Clint, where everything you do just seems to work, right? Like, I don't know. And it is hard to replicate it as a team, but maybe this is just Seattle Search and Destroy weekend.
Yeah, could be the case. But Empire in this round picking Surge apart. Proto with bomb. Hook finds another one. He's had so many multi-kills, or multi-kill rounds. And Empire take another to bring us even again at 4-4. But Hook the difference maker, as we'll see the final kill here from Chopsy.
Yeah, I mean, this has really been like one of Hook's better search maps that we've watched since, well, what was the final? The LA final versus Minnesota, the game 5, when he just went absolutely bonkers, dropped double digits to win that title.
Yeah, we saw him do it in what, it was the hard point earlier today.
Yep.
Now in the search, but it seems like he's going so big. But he's 7-7. It's just so many times we've been on with him. He's gotten those 2 kills. But yeah, what, 6 of his kills in 3 of the 8 rounds. Shotsy will get the bomb down. Proto with the insta challenge. Not gonna be able to stay up though as Fook flies through for the trade. Illy's gonna have to wrap back as the presence there now on bomb. Did he spot Slack get through? I don't know if he saw Slack get into green. If he would, he probably would have called it out to his teammate and Krim. I don't think it was called out. Krim was not ready for it, but he wins the gunfight nonetheless. Slack gets just destroyed.
Wow.
Nice.
That had to have been one of those rare situations where his hipfire hits, right? When you're mantling. So he got caught mantling. His hipfire had to have hit.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, we've seen that happen so many times, and it's frustrating when it happens to you, that's for sure. Because you think you have an easy gunfight win when you catch a mid-mantle, and suddenly you get fried.
Took a hipfire, like, headshot, and it's like, all right, well.
Cool. Yeah, awesome.
Oh, cool.
A huge round now for Surge. They're going to bring us to a round 11. It all comes down to this offense. Will Octane be the playmaker? He will. First blood onto Hook. He's going to get caught lurking around the B site. Everybody here from Empire. How many is Octane spotted now? Keeps backing down Clay, but just look at that defensive line you have. I think that's bombed down. That's bombed down. So now this defensive stack becomes even more powerful because you're not necessarily worried about a wrap out. You're able to pick up the flanker as well. Suddenly it's Proto and Apathy left to try and clutch this in a 2 versus 3. Proto brings it even. Can Proto and Apathy do it? 24 seconds on the clock. Bomb is down. They've got it planted. They've got to try and work this defuse. Smoke is now going to be out. Nice shots from Krim.
He's going to
go ahead and hop it.
He's got to win one.
No, Shotzi! Shotzi able to take it. Already on the defuse, and Empire will win it 6-4. Yeah, he wins that one gunfight. He's good, right? He's absolutely good, because if Krim has to hop off for the trade, not enough time left for the defuse. But there is an example of the hip fire hitting. A little bit different, I think, with the mantle, but I think he had the hip fire hit there before the full ADS goes in, and, well, that explains why he smoked him.
Yeah, and that just comes down to, you saw the way that they were setting up that plan. So they could, like, watch it from pipes. They could watch it from bathroom, because when Dallas were able to take down Octane, they get the trade on the bomb. There was nobody. They were looking around for his side. They saw absolutely no one. So what does one player do? I think it was Clay. He picks up the flank. He's able to find one kill, and for the most part, they know the area of the map where Seattle is. It's probably pipes. It's probably bathrooms, and they just throw that smoke down. They know that they're going to have to check that smoke, and as soon as the smoke comes out, you saw the double challenge to try to get the guy off the bomb, but guess what? There's nobody there, and at that point, it just comes down to time.
Well, a clutch there from Empire to take it and go up 2-0. If you're not familiar with this Empire roster, they've taken 2 home series events. They're kind of a wild combination of extremely young talent, people that just came into the league, and then also, the 2 oldest players in the league. Like, they're all over the place on the spectrum with regards to age. Like, they've got it all there. And then the Surge on the other side of this. This roster has been kind of ever evolving over the past month or so, but there seem to be some improvements, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely playing better. We've been waiting to see it, but it's still, can they get to Sunday? That's been the big question. What will it take? And this is a tough group for them, especially with all the roster changes.
It absolutely is, but as it stands right now, Empire controlling the series up 2-0. We'll see if they can close it out in 3-0 fashion. Surge, they've been all game 5s. Could they somehow get us there again? We'll be right back.
the United States Air Force. Learn more at airforce.com.
PlayStation 4, the official platform partner of the Call of Duty League.
Yeah, so you're stuck with me for all of eternity, and that makes
I'll be
me
honest
very, very
with
happy.
you. If you, no.
I need you with me forever, Joe.
Crazy map. So, as I forgot to turn my light off, but yeah, this is a very solid map for both teams.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. You look beautiful even in the dark, buddy.
Totally can't answer that.
You can translate it to our connection, Joe. That's what you can go with.
What?
Do you really want to know? Because you're gonna be mad at me. It's never gonna be healthy. Yeah, probably tacos, Joe. And I know you want me to live a long time, but I don't know that I'll be able to with my current dietary functions. But now, your stream is popping, and you get to spend time with me, which is, I think, what most people in this world want, Joe. So
right? Yeah, that's what it's about. It's about spending value time with the people you value most, and that's you're one of them.
Oh, I just got chills.
Yeah, but so am I. That's why it's just, I really am. Yeah, that's why we work together, like, it's whatever. Maven, I guess you're muted, so what you were just talking about.
Yeah, no, see, I told you, I called myself an idiot. That's literally what I said. What's the irony there is that I remained muted while calling myself an idiot. So yes, Joe, we're not the brightest pair, but we do our best, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah, I forget to turn my light off. You forget to turn your mic on. Yeah,
it's past my bedtime. It's after 8 o'clock Central, Joe. I'm ready. I'm ready to get in bed, play my Nintendo Switch, and pass out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look now at the U.S. Army tactical play, and it's going to be Shotzi clutching up and around, making the plays, and he has been so good. Joe, I'm mad at myself. I haven't forgot to unmute it all, and that I did it there. I was so distracted trying to listen to those caster comms.
And that's wild because he actually told us to as well. But we'll take a look.
I couldn't even hear it because the volume's so loud because I have no control over it. So I couldn't.
Yeah, we'll take a look here at the last round. You'll see he picks up Panda. This is what I was talking about. They just had, with Crim's position, they knew exactly where the Seattle Surge were. And, they play this smoke. Crim doesn't defuse. He just sort of prones. And Prono and Apathy, they're going to fly out, try to get this guy. But that's going to mean, hey, you know where we are. And Crim hops the bomb, trusts his teammate. Shotzi's able to one-on-one.
Well, let's take the focus off of the search and destroy. It's now time to get into Dom. It's been a great mode for both teams. But yeah, as you said, Hackney, you're a little bit worried about because that's just been lights out for Empire for most parts of this year. They've played it a ton. It might end here, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, 9-3 overall for Dallas. I mean, for Seattle, 2-2, and with their winning record, I imagine this, it's not one of their best map for sure. So definitely favoring the Empire here, especially with the slaying that we saw on map number 1.
Joe, I need you to gas up. I need you to gas up Surge for me because it's 9-3 for Dallas, 2-2 for Seattle. I need you to sell me on why Seattle can win this.
I can tell you why Seattle can win this.
Okay.
It's because they have a world champion in Apathy, a GOAT AR in Octane, slacked one of the most winningest players of Call of Duty, Proto and Pander, who are hungry to dominate the Call of Duty League, and it starts right here, Clint.
I like that, Joe. I like that. I believe in you. Have you convinced me? Absolutely not, Joe, but I appreciate the effort that you took
myself.
to do that.
Yeah, so
let's go. Come on,
you just
Surge.
told me to try to make you believe.
Let's get it, Surge. No, this is no hate towards Surge. Yeah, Empire very good here. 9-3 is one hell of a record on this particular map and mode. But I want to believe. I want to believe that Surge can do this. Keep this run alive. Get to their first ever semifinal and be crowned home series champions.
You're talking about Seattle?
Yeah.
You're going all the way to the final now. Like you've built this from going from map 3 to map 4.
They're winning the whole thing now. They're winning the whole thing. To the Samuel
We're not even talking about winning.
LaRue.
Well, they just went all 5 dead.
Empire are winning the whole event.
Well, there's still like, let's just get to map 4 first, Quinn. Let's have like a little baby steps, you know?
I'll be honest, I don't think anyone needs to hear anything else that I have to say, so we're going to go right to an Astro Gaming listen-in with Dallas Empire.
I don't see him forward. I have to watch AC. Somebody watch my mid hop. Somebody watch my mid hop.
I'm watching mid hop.
Back. Sand bottom, one top.
Yo, one more mid.
Hit bottom was one shot.
Mid crates.
One in.
No, I can't get it.
You're right. No, you got it. I'm cutting off ticket.
Okay. I'm looking at it.
Top out, dead.
I'm bottom middle.
No, they got top out, right side.
Green, I hear him green.
Alright, I'm bottom.
Top green.
Can you jump out the top out?
Yeah.
I'm watching top green.
They're green, they're hitting green, I think.
Top green.
Yo, two middle, stake, two came out middle, white barrels.
Yeah, three middle.
Got three.
Lock the painter. Y'all can push it. Y'all can push it here. Guys, spawn green.
I spawn left.
I have right.
Alright, I gotta chop down B.
Green crate. Yo, middle. Hit.
Hit that.
Yo, he killed me, shooting me right on one shot.
Yo, top out dead.
Sam right dead. The guy right.
I didn't stun anybody, right? Y'all can push it, 4 dead. Five, push. I'm blocking A.
Wait, is bottom out dead or no?
Yes.
We're not blocking green.
I'm not blocking A.
Well, we're Kepper. Damn it.
Yo, over the wall, green. Amber dead. Apple to the wall, hit short. Sam green dead.
You made
Joe, do you believe that 3 minutes into the game, the 14-3 is a good stat line?
I do.
Yeah,
I do believe that.
That's pretty darn good, Joe. Unbelievable start from Shotzi.
Just even like the comms. It's just little questions like somebody in my top L. Got it, right? Like one got in. No, I got the kill. Yo, is anybody up there? Yeah, or nobody's got you, right? It's just the small comms that the Dallas Empire have. And they get this set up. Shotzi goes on an insane spree. And now you have a 3-cap. And just look at this. Let's just sit here for a little bit and see just how they control these spawns. Is how does Seattle get out of this? You have multiple players here on both home flags. Finally, they're able to take down Clay, and this might turn into a neutral and hopefully an A flag for Seattle Surge.
Hopefully. Who did I see tweet? I think it was Tactical Reb tweeted out. I think Shotzi might be the best player in the game right now. And when I first read it, I was like, I don't know about that. But then when I stopped to actually think about it, it's like, yeah. Maybe. I mean, he's certainly right there on a short list to be in the conversation. I mean,
Shotzi, Simp, Envoy. But, like, the problem is, right, with, like, Chicago losing that last series, like, yeah. There's not many on the list.
No, there's not. It's just funny because I guess when I read it, I don't know. My first instinct was to be like, no. But then when I took a couple seconds, I was like, yeah, I don't know that I can really argue against that very well with the form he's been in.
He's been pretty insane.
The past couple of months. He's now pushed out to 16-5.
You have a bit of a 3-cap coming in. The problem, it'll only be for 25 seconds. Maybe they can cut down the lead a bit. It'll give them about 4 ticks. So they'll take off 12 points, but still a very strong half from the Dallas Empire.
Yeah, I guess at least you're able to chip away at it a little bit. We'll see once the sides swap what Surge can get done. Just due to the nature of this map and how, lopsided it can be based on, the strong or kind of poor side of it. We have seen, 50-point comeback. We've seen some crazy ones here. We've seen some wild swings. I know that applies to all maps, but especially here, I think. So Surge, not out of it, but just again in a position like they've kind of been all year where they're fighting uphill.
It's a very large hill. A very large hill.
I'm not doing the mountain thing again. I already did it once. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah.
Although I did find out that I left Everest out of that when I was like naming mountains.
Yeah,
you think that'd be the first one to go to?
Yeah.
Huh. So Dallas with
I would love. Let's just watch Shotzi for a bit if we could.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Let's just watch him for the first minute.
He's fun to watch, even if he brings back, what did I call it? Visual arthritis for me. Is like my hands literally hurt watching him play. But
Somebody,
he's
yo,
insane.
Hastro, if you're watching this, just make sure that this guy's, regiment after playing, he's icing his hands, right? He's taking care of them, stretching pre and post game. Like, make sure they stay healthy.
Yeah.
At this point, they have to have a physical. Was it train? I don't know. They gotta have somebody.
Some of the teams do, yeah.
Yeah, like a medical staff on board.
Yeah.
Help these guys out.
Well, Proto starts
Keep
this
them
half
young.
off.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is insane.
Proto started with a 5 spree, but it's still a 2 cap for Empire, and Shotzzy just continues to look nuts as he sits around double positive. And usually from this side, when you're controlling AB, statistically, those numbers are just going to continue to skyrocket as all the difficult gunfights basically going to be happening for Surge.
Yeah, it's just the way they're rotating around the map, making sure they always have one in B. That's going to be Illy right now. And the clock is ticking. Right, just every second that this game goes down, make it tougher and tougher. The pressure will be on, and you get in a position, right, sooner or later, where you just get caught sprinting so much because you have to, right? You have to play it faster than what you want to execute on those flags, and that just gives Dallas the advantage in every single gunfight.
It's looking more and more like Dallas are going to punch a ticket into CDL Sunday. But for Seattle Surge, I mean, I know you had the frustrating situation against FaZe, but even that aside, like, I guess I feel like it. I'm sure a lot of fans do, that you saw some improvements, maybe some better play here, and they didn't have a lot of time, obviously, to play with Proto in the lineup. Maybe this could get better. And I guess if I'm Surge or a fan or a player or whatever, with how this year's been, I mean, all I'm thinking about at this point is some sort of miracle run at champs, right? Like, get whatever seed we can, try to improve it, but the focus is on champs. And if you can get better over the next couple of months, and
the goal should be to get top 8, so you don't start in losers. That's what the goal should be. Like, it's going to be tough no matter what. But it's doable. Like, it's not like they're that far behind. Because you have, Paris, who has really dropped off, Toronto, who got knocked out.
But any aspirations of being high in the standings, I think, are it's tough, if not impossible at this point. But yeah, if you can get top 8 and avoid that losers bracket, you've got some players that have had some crazy champs runs, and maybe you can do it. But I guess I think there are positives to take out of this weekend for them, and I haven't felt that way in a long time.
Yeah.
Actually, I haven't felt that way maybe once this year. So that's good.
Yeah, it's just the positives are what, like, you win in a game 5 over Minnesota, which they didn't have Alex, but I guess really the shining hope
the distance
is
too.
That's what I was gonna say. The shining light is that you go the distance with FaZe, and that's impressive based on what we've seen this year out of them. Clint, we're gonna have another 3-0 in our arsenal.
Yeah, we've had a 3-1, 3-0, 3-0, and every other commentary pair has only had game 5. So, Joe, that is our lives right now. But I want you to know,
we have tomorrow at least.
We have tomorrow, and I just want you to know that I enjoy every single moment with you. The problem is that when the series are shorter, it's technically less moments that I get with you, and that's what makes me the most sad.
Yeah. Stro responded to me to let me know that they do have a physical trainer, and this guy's Jack. So yeah, that guy.
Did you send you a photo of it or what?
Yeah. He leave me a Twitter profile. That guy.
What, so he's built like me?
Yeah. Just a little bit. Like, he's got hair though. He does have hair.
Well, Shotzzy has bursted out to 30 and 13.
A room.
Oh, nice, Clay. This is love. It's just love. Well, what's happening in that room? I don't know that I want to know. But Shotzzy, 31 and 14.
It's one of those dungeons. I've always heard about them. But
a brothel, or I don't know what is made here. What is this room that he's created? It's Clay's.
Why does he have a toolbox in there? Like,
would you like to go into Clay's love shack?
In his garage.
It ends up being 199 to 120. Shotzzy has an incredible domination game. Clay learns that he has a passion for interior decorating, and it will ultimately be a 3-0 victory for Empire. They make it look easy. The run that maybe we thought Surge had in them will come to an end there. But Empire get to another Sunday, and now right back is that conversation. FaZe or Empire, like eyes are on them tomorrow, and I know there's upset potential and anything can happen, but that has been the convo for who's the #1 team in the game. More than likely we get an answer tomorrow with the team that gets their 3rd championship win, unless something crazy happens.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I'm not counting Florida out.
Atlanta, absolutely not.
Guerrillas, that's a stretch for me, but what we've seen out of the Mutineers, they handle business, 100%. Right? They beat Chicago again in a game 5. They're able to take care of Guerrillas, so tomorrow should be an interesting one.
And if Mutineers win one, now we have 4 teams with 2 wins. Like, it just gets even crazier. Yeah. But yeah, the stats aren't going to be pretty to look at, obviously, if you're a Surge fan. But what a map that is from Shotzi and Clay. Thank you for that bit of entertainment at the end. Even if we still haven't figured out the exact use for that room, it'll be discussed for years to come.
I'm never going to discuss it again. Honestly, I don't
think I am either, Joe. But yes, it is a big win there for Empire. I'm sure they are filled to the brim with confidence, and it's been impressive to see. I don't know that you and I specifically had a lot of worries about them maybe coming out super slow because just the composition of this team. But yeah, it just doesn't seem to be any hitch in their stride. I think if you think about about Huntsmen all year long, I mean, there's been some stumbles and some tribulation, even after long stretches, or obviously this weekend they don't get the result they want. FaZe have looked vulnerable after a bit of a break.
Well, I think it's
but
more
Empire
just
looked good.
Empire, you can feel like, again, I'm sure they're very frustrated about the reverse sweep earlier that FaZe put on them, but it feels like they just handle business, right? Like, teams they're supposed to beat, they beat, and it feels like it's just because they are ahead. Like we see them do things that other teams just simply aren't doing, and I think you can probably throw FaZe in there as well, as they're another team that like sort of revolutionizes the game, but they're the reason why we consider them both the best teams in the world.
Absolutely. And now as you take a look at the bracket, you see the 2 semifinals: FaZe versus Guerrillas, Mutineers versus Empire. One of the more stacked events we've had all year long, if not the most stacked, is all going to end tomorrow in CDL Sunday. These are the results from the day, in case maybe you tuned in late to the broadcast and you kind of wonder how stuff played out just from an overall best of 5 standpoint. That's how it went. Oh, wait, I lied. There was one other 4 games. I forgot the first match. Yes, I just saw that. I was like, oh, there was one. The rest were. So what I said wasn't true. But we're going to take a look at what I think might be the most important and prolific scuff play of the game that we've ever seen. And this is going to be Clayster's interior decorating skills.
We're going to look at this again. Okay.
Yes, so you thought we would never talk about it again, Joe, but 2 minutes later, we're back. So take that. Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, great form, and he doesn't miss a spot, right? And that's what's just so impressive about his centering inside with the spray paint. He is making sure that no matter what, there isn't an inch in here that doesn't have Clayster's love on it.
He's a lover. Clayster, he is a lover.
Yep. Not a fighter.
Not a fighter. Even though he plays Call of Duty for a living, a lover. But Clay and the guys look incredible. Shots, he continues to hit new forms. Illy was impressive in that series. Krim had clutch gunfight after gunfight. Hook with all those 2 pieces to pick up in the search. Like, everybody had their moments. They're a complete team. They are the total package. And right now, they've got to be the favorite to win this whole thing. I know that I think both of us picked FaZe to take it before this event started, but going into tomorrow, I mean, FaZe are still my pick. I'm not going to change it or anything, but I think Empire have to be the favorite. Just how they look. They've got to be.
I mean, FaZe beat them today, Clint.
I still think I have Empire as the favorite. Is that crazy? Just because I feel like they went up 2-0, like they had a bit of a letdown, but I still think that was a winnable series.
Better in their series. FaZe is going game 5, but one of the matches they won was still over Empire. That's all I'm saying.
No, you're right. Is it crazy though that I still am sort of thinking Empire for some reason? I guess that is nuts, but that is going to do it, at least for that matchup. We still have some more to come as we close out the show, but we'll be right back after this break.